Hi, boys and girls. Well, Thanksgiving is right around the corner now, and preparations have begun. If you're having Thanksgiving at your house, you're probably starting to help mom and dad, or wherever you're going to go to celebrate with those that you love. The traditional dinner on Thanksgiving is turkey and stuffing, mashed potatoes and sweet potatoes, cranberries. Whatever your family tradition is a fun time to enjoy. The most important thing on that day is that we gather together and we are grateful for all the blessings that we have. Pumpkin pie is the traditional dessert because we have to have dessert. And in our family, my great aunt used to make a fresh fruit salad. And it has oranges and grapefruit, pineapple, bananas, and apples. And we put a dollop of whipped cream on top. So I've continued that tradition along with the pumpkin pie. So maybe this week you can talk to mom and dad or grandma and grandpa to see what some of your family traditions are that you carry on from year to year that have special meaning. Now, back to that traditional turkey. We get our turkeys at the grocery store, and whoever is hosting decides how many pounds they're going to need and if they're going to get a frozen turkey or a fresh turkey. But today, in our very lighthearted story, Mr. Turkey is going to be running away because Mr. Moose is trying to help his wife, and she would like a turkey for Thanksgiving dinner. So let's find out what happens when Mr. Moose sees the turkey and calls out, "Turkey!" Let's find out what happens. It's a fun story to have. A Turkey for Thanksgiving, and it's written by Eve Bunting. It's got some fun pictures about turkey and other animals in the forest. It was Thanksgiving morning, and Mr. Moose was helping Mrs. Moose set the table for Thanksgiving. Sheep will sit here. He likes a chair that has a nice straight up and down back, Mr. Moose said. Rabbit here, porcupine here, Mr. and Mrs. Goat here, and he smiled at his wife and said, "Isn't it nice to have friends that will come to share on Thanksgiving?" That is the special thing, isn't it? Getting together. Well, Mrs. Moose set out 2 paper pilgrims on the table, one on each side, and then she placed a paper turkey with its fan of feathers right between the candles. "They look good, my dear," said Mr. Moose. Mrs. Moose sighed. "Yes, oh, but I wish I had a real turkey. Everyone always has a turkey on Thanksgiving, everyone but us." Mr. Moose nuzzled Mrs. Moose's head and said, "Well, that won't do. I will go this minute and I will find you a turkey for our Thanksgiving." Oh, he's going to set out to find one. Mr. Moose put on his cap and he went out. Mist was wandering through the bare trees in the forest, and it was making his nose cold. Rabbit poked his head out from his rabbit hole. "Mr. Moose, is it dinner time?" "Oh, no, not quite yet. Mrs. Moose wants a turkey, and I'm trying to find one." Rabbit joined him in 3 quick hops. "I'll come along." So now there's 2 of them looking for the turkey. Moose's warm breath hung white in front of him. Snow crunched under his hooves and made little holes that the rabbit was jumping over. "I see the goats," Rabbit said. Mr. Goat raised his head, spat out the tin can he was chewing on. "Is it dinner time?" No, not quite. I have to still find a turkey." "We saw one down by the river," Mrs. Goat said, and Mr. Goat added, "It was a nice fat one." You think they'll head down there? The goats leaped from their perch and they said, "We'll show you." Sheep was farther up on the hillside looking around at a fur ball in his winter coat. "Is it dinner time?" They're all getting hungry, aren't they? "Oh no, first we have to find a turkey," Mr. Moose bellowed back. There's a turkey right in a nest on the river bank, Sheep said. Wait for me. Oh, off they go. The earth smelled of ice and moss as they crunched along, and above them a crow hung, black as a puff of wood smoke. Porcupine was hiding in the underbrush. It's you, he said, and he put his quills down. We're off to get a turkey for Mrs. Moose. Do you want to come? I'm slow, said Porcupine. Do you want me to come, or do you want to pick me up on the way back? Oh, well, we wouldn't want to pick you up. I'll just wait here, said Porcupine. You know why they didn't want to pick him up, right? Yeah, that would be all those sharp needles. They saw the turkey nest right away, and Turkey himself peering over the top of it. Turkey, turkey, Mr. Moose called in his sweetest voice. Oh, the turkey blundered from his nest and ran. Mr. Moose lumbered after him. Turkey, don't run. We just want you for Thanksgiving dinner. Turkey ran faster. Look, he's got some signs by his nest. It says, do not disturb. Come back after Thanksgiving. And over here it says, no turkey here. He knew somebody'd be looking for him. Well, Mr. Moose saw the red and blue sheen of Turkey's neck, and the turkey's tail brushed the crumbs off the snow behind him as he tried to fly. Too fat, said Mr. Goat. Turkey's legs bent in the middle and he fell, and Mr. Moose went over and said, I hope you don't have other plans for Thanksgiving, Mr. Turkey. He helped the turkey up. My wife won't mind that you're too fat. Let's go, it's getting close to dinner time. So they marched, Turkey in the front. I'm sorry about this, for I can see you don't want to come, said Mr. Moose, but I must insist. A promise to Mrs. Moose is a promise. There was a wreath of dried fruit at the moose's door, and inside the house was filled with Thanksgiving smells. Mr. Moose hid the turkey behind him. Look who I brought, Mrs. Moose. Sheep, the goats, the rabbit, the porcupine, and ta-da! He pushed that turkey around right in front of him, and he said, for you, Mrs. Moose, a turkey for Thanksgiving. Mrs. Moose was so excited she clapped her hooves. I'm as happy to have you, Turkey. Thank you, Mr. Moose. Now everything is perfect. Shall we sit? Sheep asked, heading for the straight up and down chair. Let's, said Mrs. Moose, and she said, Porcupine here, Mr. and Mrs. Goat here, and look, I brought a chair from the other room, hoping there'd be a turkey. A chair? Stammered the turkey. Yep, right next to me, said Mrs. Moose. Light the candles, Mr. Moose. He's going to be sitting in a chair. There were bowls of acorns and alfalfa sprouts, dried since summer. There was willow bark and cured grasses and wild parsley, pressed leaves, thin and pale as new ice on a pond. I hope you find something to your liking, Mr. Turkey. I wasn't sure of your taste. You are so kind to worry about my taste, the turkey said. I thought you'd be worrying about how I'd taste. He thought he was going to be the dinner, didn't he? He was very surprised. Heavens no, said Mrs. Moose with a big smile. It's so nice to have friends around our table at Thanksgiving. Turkey's wattles wobbled, and he said, I can't even imagine being at your table and not on it. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone. Happy Thanksgiving, Turkey. So the big surprise was they were not trying to catch the turkey for their dinner. They wanted to catch the turkey so that he could join them along with all of his friends. So as Thanksgiving gets close, boys and girls, I hope you'll begin to think about the things that you're grateful for. Maybe you could start to think so that on Thanksgiving, everyone around your table could mention something that they're grateful for this year. And I have a little song maybe you could sing for them. It goes like this. Tom, tom, turkey, tom, tom, turkey, run away, run away. Thanksgiving Day is coming. Thanksgiving Day is coming. Run, run, run. Yum, yum, yum. And I have a little joke for you to share with all your friends and family. Why didn't the turkey eat anything on Thanksgiving? He was already stuffed. So, boys and girls, now you'll know on Thanksgiving that the turkey is a very special tradition, but whatever your family is enjoying, the important thing is you're all together and grateful for all the blessings that you have. I'll see you next week. I have a special story about our thankful hearts. Have a good week. Bye now.